Not looking for a Mimikyu EX card. Definitely not. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the GrabBag podcast. I'm your first of the co-hosts, Sebastian. Is my buddy over here, Mikey. Yo.
How y'all doing? I don't know why I decided to turn southern there all of a sudden. I just decided to pull out the y'all card. I normally don't
Howdy,
do that.
y'all.
It's become a part of my vocabulary recently. So you know what? Why not? I'm just gonna stick with it because I feel comfortable with it. But oh
But
yeah, welcome guys to the podcast. This has been a long time in the making.
oh
We've been
yeah,
planning this out for some time now. We just hadn't gotten around to planning it. We had ideas in mind for titles, topics that we wanted to talk about. Kind of like inspiring it off of Markiplier's podcast that they talk about just random things and then also sports because I'm a big sports guy myself. And then also Sebastian here, he's not too big into sports, but we talk about it from time every now and
yeah.
then.
It's just more like I have also the memory of a goldfish. So you can talk to me like the same story. Like, whoa, that's so interesting. And then you tell me the same story, like sports story. Like 3 weeks later, I'm be like equally as enthused because I completely forgot about it.
But I'm definitely gonna keep track of what I'm talking about, so that way, if with the listeners listening in on the podcast, they keep track. I don't want to sound repetitive like a broken record. I want to always come up with something new to talk about. But then again, when it comes to sports, with how long it's been around, there's always something absolutely bonkers to talk about.
Yeah. So that's Mikey, our sports guy. For me, we'll just talk about whatever I find interesting. I have a bunch of different subjects I always like jumping through, whether it be through science, the entertainment industry, business.
Big Pokemon guy, this guy.
For calling me out. I do not have a collection of Pokemon cards under my bed, okay?
Oh
It
yeah,
is
totally
it
not.
totally does not exist there.
Totally not.
Not looking for a Mimikyu EX card, definitely not.
Totally did not make this guy jealous when I pulled what was it again that I called a back what was it a Baxcalibur, was it?
I think it was a
Before you had gotten
Baxcalibur.
any, it was a Baxcalibur before you had pulled any of the new Gen 9 EX cards. That was just my biggest accomplishment until I started an addiction for this guy.
Yeah, bro bought one Pokemon. We bought like our first Pokemon card packs together. I think that was the only one you ever bought, and then how many have I bought since then?
I think you bought maybe like 15. I'm not too sure.
I
Maybe
think it's
more than
more than
that.
15.
I've lost track, bro. It was like just going to the mall, just walking through the concourses, stopped by the local GameStop, picked up just one booster pack each. I think what was my rarest card? Was it the Corviknight that I had gotten, or did you get the Corviknight?
I know you got the Baxcalibur, wasn't that it?
No, the Excalibur was my second ever pack.
Ah, nah, because I remember the one that we got the
I have
pack.
my binder. Let me check. Let me see. I think I might be able to find it here.
Well, I guess Pokemon's gonna be our
I'm pulling
first
out the
topic.
There we go. Yeah, Pokemon's our first topic. Let me see here. Well, I have a whole bunch of sports cards here as well. Let me
Oh,
see. Where's my Pokemon section? So many sports cards. Holy cow. Some of these I gotta save. I gotta keep these things saved just for for grading purposes. Once I actually have like once a considerable amount of time has passed. Although I'm not too sure I have anything that's too
I got
crazy.
my folder here. I think you can hear me opening it. There.
Oh my gosh.
I got a lot
Oh,
of cards.
okay, it was yeah, so mine was the Corviknight. That was my best card with the first one. It was just the regular Corviknight. And then it was the Corviknight, Paldean Tauros, and a Zevipur.
No, I got a couple. I think the one that I have that costs the most is I open up Miraidon, the
Ooh,
legendary
okay.
for Violet.
Right, yes, that's right. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it
And
was
then
worth like $14, and I got the pack for $5. So it was like, hey, I like 3x.
well, then again, it's not like with like Gen 7 and Gen 8 when I think it was like a VMAX Lugia was like $300 fresh out of the pack.
Ooh, like I said, I'm still getting into the culture, so I gotta study up my history for that kind of stuff.
My recent best card was my Baxcalibur, but my best card is still the Corviknight from that first pack opening. It's a nice card though. Like, I
Oh
know,
yeah.
the
Well,
people
for your
listening in
audio
won't be able to
listeners out
see
there,
it. Let me.
yeah, it's
I have back. Yeah,
Corviknight.
let me see. Whoa, I turned
Oh,
off my
yeah,
camera.
you turned
Hold
off your
on.
camera. Oh, well, sorry for you
Let
audio
me see.
listeners. This
Change
we're like talking
background.
about Pokemon cards right now.
Did I not change my background? What is this? I did not hit confirm. Oh, I didn't hit confirm. I just clicked out
Uh
of
oh,
this. Okay, there we
this is
go. That's
disaster.
my.
Oh,
There we go.
oh, for you audio listeners, well, why am I keep saying audio listeners? It's only audio.
It
That's
is, yeah.
but yeah,
Unless it's just the
so
YouTube. If it's the YouTube, all you're seeing is just the logo of our podcast behind an MP with an MP3 file playing in the background. So
yeah,
yeah.
so
So I'm
for
gonna
all
have to
you
make this like
listening, it's a
audio
Corviknight
description
like
purposes.
flying through like a snow range. It looks pretty cool.
Yep. It's pretty much the only thing it has. Yeah, it's pretty much all the description you can give it.
So I know you wanted to you wanted to take it away with the first topic. I know we got a little distracted there in our
No,
intro.
that was my fault for going on that tangent, exposing you for the Pokemon for the Pokemon addiction. So my apologies there for going on that tangent. Good lord, I have so many Aaron Rodgers cards. It's not even funny. I kind of like three just by closing this thing.
Oh my god! I think I got a couple duplicates of Pokemon cards, but we're not gonna talk about Pokemon cards for an hour
Okay,
straight.
we're done talking about cards. We're done talking about card collecting. Oh man. But anyway, so first topic I wanted to discuss was childhood shows. Now I'm pretty sure the vast majority of you guys listening, there's just that one show that you have watched that just hits hard, or hits home, no matter how many times you listen to the intro or you remember a specific line.
Oh
And
yeah.
there are definitely plenty. But then again, I you all us being Gen Z is like all the shows that we heard growing up were like all the adults were talking about like, oh my gosh, the early 2000s shows were just like, the best in the world.
Well,
And
2000s
I mean,
kind of went kind of nutty with children programming
it
because
did go
cause,
it did go crazy.
I know
Johnny
back at that
Test,
time, no, Johnny Test like 2010s.
was it 2010s?
Yeah.
I thought it was early
Dexter's
2000s.
Laboratory was like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I think Dexter was like late 90s, early 2000s.
But
The one like earlier show that I remember specifically from like 2000s, although I think it was like late 2000s, was like Phineas and Ferb was late 2000s,
yeah,
I'm
I think
pretty
that
sure.
started like
07, I
2008ish,
think.
like 8
07, 08, I think.
oh 07, oh 08. It started there, but it lasted a while. Like went all the way to
Oh no, yeah, it
like
did.
14, like 2014, 2015. No,
I think it's 2013, I believe. Let me just double
bro.
check
Do you
here. Google to the
remember
rescue.
the in Disney how in Disney World and Epcot how they would have that Phineas and Ferb thing that you would get the phone from them, and you would
I
go around
bro,
and look for
they
Doctor
need to bring that
Doofenshmirtz.
back. They need to bring that back,
I
man.
mean
That
they
was so good.
I don't know if they'll ever bring something like that back. I mean, they're doing similar stuff with like
Yeah.
the Star Wars land on the phone. It just sucks way more and it's more
Star Wars
convoluted.
Land on the wait, hold on. So they have something in the Star Wars Land for the phone. What? I
You
didn't
don't
know
know they
that.
have for like the Disney app thing. You have like a data pack and then you can like hack
Hmm.
stuff. And if you hack it, it's like the droid, the light will turn on and like a droid or something.
So then that's essentially the same thing as in Islands of Adventure with
They ha-
Diagon Alley
yeah,
and Dragon's
like
Mead, but
that,
you have the
but a
wand.
self-admittedly more lame version. Like it's nothing as intricate as that.
Bro, I wouldn't mind trying that out. The
You know
Hogsmeade one
what? The one
that
because
actually
they're
sounds like super
Mario Land,
crazy.
the Super Nintendo World is gonna have
They
that.
better go. They bet. Oh my gosh,
They did.
yes. They.
They're gonna have like you're gonna get like a power band you can buy there, that also works
Ooh,
as an
okay.
amiibo, like the things that you put in.
Whoa, that is, and then it'll connect with like the Nintendo Switch.
I mean, you can do it, but it's
If you,
just
I mean,
an
like if you
amiibo.
decide to bring it.
But no,
Okay,
the
all
thing
right
is,
then.
where you would do it, and you can go and do mini games, and you would tap on it. Like there's like coin blocks that you could actually hit, and you would get coins with the
Yo,
band.
that's actually
It's super
fire.
intricate, and I know there's one that's like, oh, you hit like a thing with your wristwatch or whatever, your magic band. I don't know what they're
Okay.
called, but
I guess we'll have to wait for like a little bit more info on
no,
Epic Universe
they
to
did
find
already
out.
say all the info for this because Nintendo
I know,
World's
but like
been
the name of
open
the
in Japan.
wristband or something.
No, it has a name.
Okay,
I
well,
just forgot about it.
so in Japan it's already a thing, but just not in the US yet because of no Epic Universe yet.
Well, it's gonna be a thing soon. May it opens.
True. So I had looked it up. Yeah, so June of 2015 was the last episode of Phineas and Ferb.
I know they're bringing it back with new seasons.
with the new I'm low key waiting for. I cannot wait to see season 5 of Phineas and Ferb. The inner teenager in me is
We
just
might
freaking
do
out,
a marathon just to rewatch everything.
bro. For real, yes. It just let's just. Oh man, I have very fond memories of Phineas and Ferb. Just so many different of my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
episodes.
I'm
Just
trying to think
my
what.
the one that continues to live rent free in my head was the one where they had the soccer stadium that was like a globe, and then you could play like on
Oh yes, I remember,
like
and it
anti
was like all. It was like that,
like
like
anti-gravity
yeah, and it
soccer.
was like it reminded me of like Interstellar when they're like in that thing at the end with Murphy, and she's like in that. What is it called? Like the whole thing was like the gravity was inverted. I forgot what the.
I don't remember.
Okay, have you watched Interstellar or no? You don't get the
I
reference.
don't no I yes, for those listening, I have not watched Interstellar.
My it goes so hard. I love Interstellar. I think that's one of my
I know
favorite Christopher
I know the
Nolan
music, but I've
like
listened to the
movies.
music. The music goes crazy. My like Hans Zimmer
Well,
just
Hans Zimmer
never
is Hans
fails.
Zimmer.
That's true. Hans Zimmer is Hans Zimmer. He never
He
drops
doesn't
anything
miss.
that is he does not miss at all. What was
Uh,
another one that I had thought of? And Johnny Test I had talked about that one. That one I watched a little later on down the line.
but I think my favorite Phineas and Ferb episode was the one with the robots that they made the robot clones.
Oh
I
yes,
still remember that song to the day of the Phineas and Ferb
Finidroids and robots.
Yeah, Phiny droids and Furbots.
Finidroids and Furbots. Finidroids and Furbots. Yes.
But yeah, I think what was it the other shows that you grew up with? I mean, for me,
Um,
I remember when Disney Junior was called Disney Playhouse.
and it
That
was
was
Playhouse Disney. Yeah, you're close.
Playhouse
It was
Disney.
Playhouse Disney.
Playhouse
Yeah,
Disney.
yeah. I know. I remember that as well.
I remember,
What was
well,
some of the
Mickey
one?
Mouse Clubhouse. Everyone watched Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
Clubhouse.
Oh no,
That
back
was a
when it was like
classic.
not even back when everything had a different name. It was like Playhouse Disney was Disney Junior,
Well,
and
Disney
then
Channel
Nick
was always
Junior.
called Disney Channel.
Well, Disney Channel was always called. Yeah, I know. I had to catch myself. I had to say Disney Junior,
Yeah.
Not Disney Channel. Nick Jr. wasn't a thing yet, and they still had Noggin,
Yeah. Rip Noggin. I heard that they killed
bro,
the
for real.
company, got killed.
And then back when Boomerang was still a thing,
Oh, that was
like
the one that they
very
had
common,
the
like the
Looney
classic
Tunes.
shows. That was no, not Looney Tunes. They had already put on a Cartoon Network with I think it was Looney Tunes. What was it called? The Looney Tunes show.
I would have sworn they had.
And they would throw Looney Tunes into Cartoon Network, but it
I remember
just
that, but I'm saying for like the older stuff, I'm pretty sure they had that on Boomerang.
I the stuff that I remember watching on Boomerang was stuff like Wacky Races, Tom and Jerry, Yogi
I
Bear.
never watched Boomerang. That's something that I just remember. The only thing I watched a lot of Tom and Jerry, but that was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I think that was by the time that they already had the Tom and Jerry show and the Tales of Tom and Jerry already on Cartoon Network. But Boomerang, I remember vividly watching a lot of Wacky Races and Tom and
Yeah,
Jerry.
I remember. For me, I was a Disney kid and a Nickelodeon kid growing up.
I was al-
I did not watch Cartoon
I was
Network till
always
way
yeah
later
no.
on.
I was a Disney kid and a Cartoon Network kid, so well no, I also watched a lot of a lot of like the live action like the sitcoms from
Oh,
Disney Channel. So
saying well, not
a
I
lot
didn't watch that much. I don't remember watching many of the sitcom. I remember the I never watched Zach and
some of the
Cody
one
because it was
no yeah
Zach and
Zach and Cody
Cody. I watched the second one.
that
I watched the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, the one on the cruise. That's the one I
yeah
watched.
Sweet Life on Deck, you mean?
Sweet Life on Deck. That's what it was.
Yeah,
That
because the
one.
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was in the hotel, I
Yeah,
think.
I
And
watched
I still
that.
my favorite. I didn't really watch it all that much, but I still remember my favorite clip was when was it Tipton, I think was his name. I don't
I think you're
remember the.
close.
I could be completely wrong, but it was the guy that was teaching Paris how to drive, and she's like, and she just gives everything like a random acronym. The gear shift, she calls it the Prindle.
I will admit this. I did watch, like I think over a year ago, there was like a YouTube documentary about the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and I think it was like 4 hours, and I watched the whole thing
Okay.
like in one sitting.
Holy cow! And this was just like what, like a whole recap of the entire show,
I think so. It was like the
or was I like,
recap and like the history and like sort of like the culture at the time. I forgot what it's
ooh,
called, but I did watch through that whole in one sitting.
just
But yeah, for
it's like
me,
what like
it was
yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
Lab Rats. I watched a lot of
Lab
Mighty
Rats was a
Med. That was
Is
on
it fair
Disney.
to call is it fair to call like Lab Rats and Mighty Med just like the weirdest shows to hit Disney Channel at that point? Or like not Disney Channel. It was what was it? It showed more on Disney XD if anything. That's another one. Disney
They were.
XD. I
Oh, I keep forgetting like what was on what, but I think Lab Rats was on Disney Channel, and then they moved it to Disney XD later on. I
Do
think.
you think Disney? This just hit me. Do you think the main reason why they called it Disney XD? And I get it. It was to appeal more to the teenagers.
Well,
But
yeah,
the XD was for like the laughing emoticon. And
yeah.
I'm only realizing it
You
now
you
that I'm
just realized
20.
that now?
I just
I've
realized
always
that
known
now,
that.
bro.
I'm like,
You learn something new every day,
well, I
bro.
think I was always sort of into internet culture, so I think I picked that up pretty quickly.
I guess so, yeah. Like I wasn't all like I wasn't a whole lot into like YouTube until like 2015,
Oh no,
2016.
I
So like
was a
all this so
YouTube kid. I was on my iPad watching. Well, not my iPad. I stole my
he was an
grandfather's
iPad kid
iPad.
before
I
he
was
was
an
an iPad
iPad
kid
kid
before
before
iPad
iPad
kid
kids were a
became
thing.
exactly.
I
To
would
be
watch.
fair, we all were. We all were, bro.
Yeah, I would watch Stampy Cat, and popular MMOs on my iPad. Well, not my iPad, my grandfather's iPad. I would take it and I would watch like Mobzilla and like the Lucky Block challenges and like
Bro, the good old days of
Stampy.
YouTube.
Yeah, and Stampy with the submarine. I remember that episode. The one where they went to the moon and it was full of cheese. Those
My
were the good
favorite
old
things to
days.
watch always my favorite things was always Dan TDM
Dan
mod
TDM I watched.
showcases and custom mod adventures. Those were always so
I
good.
remember.
Playing where's your who's your daddy with Think Noodles.
Oh, my favorite series from Dan TDM, because it was the mod show, but those are classic.
Mod showcase is
That
a classic.
and then
The Minecraft Story Mode series though, that one is just
Rip
that one
Minecraft
was
Story
good.
Mode.
Man,
They
bro,
took that delisted that from everywhere, so that's like a prize commodity.
and
But
it really is. I remember I had downloaded Minecraft Story Mode off the Microsoft Store, just the first episode, and I would just play that on repeat because I was a broke boy and I couldn't afford the other episodes. So I just played episode 1 on repeat.
oh yeah, I remember
And
what is.
that was me being a little teeny tiny child, not realizing that I was all mods, and then me going on to Minecraft Java Edition, thinking that I could do all of that, and
Yes,
then
not the
nope.
creative liberties.
Exactly. I do not have. I would have to go to my parents, being like, I am requesting your financial assistance."
Yeah. I remember also it was for Dan TDM. The other series I would watch was the Crazy Craft series that he had.
Oh my gosh, Crazy
Do
Craft.
you
No,
remember the
my
one?
crazy the Crazy Craft uh YouTube the stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. The YouTubers I would watch for like Crazy Craft would always be Sunday. I would watch Sunday for Crazy Craft, and then
Oh,
just recently
Sunday. That's a name that takes me back. I think my favorite one was the Sunday hide and seek. Like the
Sunday Hide and
one.
Seek, yes, and then his Sky
I didn't
Factory
watch much of
series.
the Sky. I watched a little bit of it, but it wasn't much. But what I watched a lot, thanks with Dan TDM and the Crazy Craft series that he did with like a server with Thanksia and Think Noodles, and he used to live in
Okay.
a like a coffee like a big coffee mug. And the other series I would watch a lot of Dan TDM was oh man, what was it?
He had a lot
I
of
have it.
different Minecraft series.
Oh yeah, because you would have YouTubers, and then in between that, oh I remember Pixelmon. They had a Pixelmon server.
Yes, Pixelmon. I forgot about that. I mean, Sunday also had a little bit had some Pixelmon
Everyone
videos.
had Pixel. Pixelmon
Well,
was
that's true.
like
Yeah, that
revolutionary
was
for
the
the time.
thing.
Now
Exactly.
we have Cobblemon. I want to play it at some point because
Hmm.
Pixelmon, the problem with
Or like the
Pixelmon
original sprites or something.
was no, it's just because the models were like super highly detailed. They were basically just ripped from the games, so it looked weird
Okay,
having that in Minecraft. But Cobblemon is like the new big one that everyone's talking about, and it's
but
actually
I'm
makes
guessing
it
it's
look
like
like Minecraftified all the Pokemon.
okay, all right, all
So they're
right.
all like,
No, to be fair, now with like the technology that they have for video games, like we literally just have on YouTube now Dream and George Not Found
oh
going
no,
against
I did not
a
want
Titan.
Dream. I don't want Mikey. Get that name out of your mouth. I don't want Dream and George to be in our first episode of the podcast.
All right, I shall refrain from speaking about them. But I
Uh,
mean,
uh.
if anything, that just goes to show the poor quality that little kids have to watch now.
They're
I
not that bad. Listen, as much as I'll rag on to the Dream SMP guy, I was a avid watcher in the early days, but that was just more because of Technoblade. But
Really, the only guy that I keep up with from the Dream SMP at this point is Jay Slat, and that's all.
even then, he hasn't like
Well, Jay,
he
well, Jay,
posts
well,
like
Jay,
like every half year he
Hey,
posts.
that's what I mean. Yeah, but I mean, like, back when he was like with the Sleep Deprived podcast, that's when I would like
Yeah,
that's what I would keep up with, like Sleep Deprived podcast.
for that like yeah, it was basically okay. Where were we talking about? I'm like lost now.
We were talking about Dan TDM and Pixelmon, and then yeah, just going back to like stuff of YouTube that we would watch. So
Yeah, I feel
yeah, I would.
I feel like we got lost. We got lost in the sauce. We were
We
talking
went
about
off
childhood
on,
shows
and then we went right off into
into
Minecraft.
Dan TDM. Okay,
And
but
to like Dan TDM. I mean, there were a bunch of other different guys that I had watched, but then again, that was me sticking with Dan TDM. I would have just
I
brought up
watched a lot. I
other
could,
creators.
but for
I
that I
w-
would have to
one of my
like think
I
of
would like I
like
said, I wasn't like too crazy into like YouTube at the time. Like, but
I
I was
was.
introduced. I was introduced to people like Smosh and all these things. I was introduced to that like later on in the middle school. But like then in middle school, I started watching guys. Yeah, like I watched a few Smosh videos, but at that point, I started getting hooked onto like Vanos Gaming. I am Wildcat now, not called I am Wildcat. Dahi the Nogla, Terrorizer,
Oh
H2O
yeah.
Delirious. So I would watch all those guys on YouTube. And whenever I was in school, because in my eighth grade class, I was supposed to have a photography class that was meant to be like on the computer
Uh huh.
in the library, but we ended up having that class just completely canceled for the rest of the year because it was meant for like high school students or something. So we essentially just had a study hall for for homeroom and for the entire year, and I would spend that time instead of just doing homework when I didn't have homework, I would just spend it on YouTube or like yeah, that's really all I did. I just watched a whole bunch of YouTube.
Oh, I did like I was a YouTube kid. I was like there. I was boots on the ground early. Like what was that? Like 2013, 2014. Like I was there early. Well, not early. Well, compared to my age and then, I was there
Yeah.
pretty early. But man, what else? So childhood shows because Disney Junior is.
Right, yeah, Disney
I
Junior.
watched
It
Roly
is
Poly
much
Oil.
yeah, Roly
Roly
Poly
Poly
Oly,
Oly.
yes.
We got that. We got
I don't know if
the
you've heard I don't know if you've heard this one, Higglytown Heroes.
Yes, that's the one that they were like the Russian dolls.
Yes, Russian Dolls,
Yes,
yes.
that one. Do you remember Jungle Cruise?
Jungle Cruise.
I think that was called Jungle Cruise. The one where the animals, but they were like trucks.
And the Jungle Junction, that was the
Jungle
one, yes.
Junction, not Jungle
Yeah.
Cruise. Jungle Junction. We
I
had
think that was
that.
like, and I'm pretty sure that was like at around that time when like American TV, we just started getting like a huge influx of like British TV shows. Because I'm pretty sure that one was a British TV show that because like all the different characters had like British accents. And then at the same time, I
I
remember
don't
Peppa
remember
Pig
that.
started coming.
Peppa
Peppa
Pig
Pig
was a few
started
years
coming
later.
into.
Peppa Pig was like 2015. No.
It was already big in Britain, and then they brought it to the U.S. And then I don't remember when it was specifically that they aired it in on American television, but from what I've seen of other like
Yeah.
European viewers, more like UK viewers, like or like UK YouTubers, whenever I hear them talking about like childhood shows, they always mention Peppa Pig, and I'm like, all right, so I guess it was I guess it was a big thing back in the day
Well, back in the day,
for
relatively, that would be like what, like 12,
relatively,
13.
yes. Let me emphasize relatively.
Relatively is like, oh my god, ancient, and it's like 20, like 2009. It's like the dark ages.
Like
But
we talking about.
but
Oh my
2000s was
goodness, no,
in
yeah.
general for children's program was kind of nutty because back then they used to get away with a lot more violence because
They did, and they
they
did
did
cover
as long
a
as
lot
they
more
didn't show blood, they could go kind of hog wild. You had like
a good
Batman not
example.
really.
The
Teen
one that
Titans.
yeah,
You
I
got
think
like
the
Teen
one show that
Titans,
really
you
yeah,
got
Teen Titans toted the line. Teen
they
Titans
they
toted the
toted the line.
line.
I love Teen Titans, but yeah, they were like,
And I'm
ooh, they were
and
close.
not Teen Titans Go, the original Teen Titans. We're
Yeah,
not
Teen
talking about Teen
Titans.
Titans
You
Go
got
here.
Justice League Unlimited. Oh my god, Batman Beyond, Mikey. I'm still gonna rag on you to watch Batman Beyond. I think that's one of my
I have to
favorite
find the time to
shows of
watch it.
all time. I've watched that
I have to
show
find the time to watch
entirety
it.
like 4 times.
Holy cow! But you say you watched it 4 times. I have that one show that is that I've watched a lot, like probably more than 4 times. And then again, along the same lines as Teen Titans, it probably totes the line on how far you can go with stuff on what's it called,
What?
on live TV for kids. But then again, they had it on Adult Swim, so I guess I can kind of understand that. It was
What?
Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, Clone Wars was like its own sort of brand of nutty.
Clone Wars was its own thing. Clone Wars was its
The
own
horrors of
thing.
war and like clone
It's like
troopers getting like decapitated. It's like, is this for kids?
exactly.
It was kind of nutty.
I still remember watching. I forget which episode. I think it was the one where Ventress had the assistance of a temple guard or like one of the Senate troopers.
I don't
The
remember.
ones with
The
the
one I
ones with the
remember
blue
that was
suit.
being pretty gruesome. You remember the one where they carbon froze themselves with like Anakin and
Oh my
Moff Tarkin
gosh, yes,
to like get into
that
that
arc was so
facility,
that
and it
arc
was
was
like the
so
whole platoon of troopers,
gruesome.
and it was like all the troopers were getting like killed
They were
one
getting
by
sawed in
one.
half.
Yeah, there's like clothes. One got so the other one got like fried. The other one like fell into lava. It was
Another one
crazy.
got vaporized, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know how they pulled that off on TV, man. But I mean, there's a
Well,
reason why
as
I got put on Adult Swim. There's a reason why I got
well,
put on
no,
Adult Swim.
still not even like TV 14. I don't think so. The thing is, you can show people getting like murked real bad, as long as there's no blood. That's like the thing with American TV shows. It's like we have a big either no nudity and no blood, and you're pretty much the golden.
And then no cursing as well because we need to
And
keep
cursing, you can
everything.
get like a little bit close,
But then you
but
get nailed with the you get nailed with the TV 14 right away.
nah, as long as you don't drop an F bomb, you're fine. If you drop like one
If you
curse
drop a
word,
net, you get TVMA
yeah, F bomb
immediately.
is like no. Well, no, I think TV 14 you can drop like one or two F
Yes,
bombs,
bro.
but
I remember Suits was TV 14 for the longest time, and then the second they started dropping like F bombs and stuff, they immediately changed that sucker to TVMA.
I didn't know. I don't watch Suits, so I don't know. But
I mean, that's from
for movies now,
secondhand
like they you
like
I
secondhand
know.
accounts from what I've seen.
I know for movies, like now there's a rule that you can only if for PG 13 you can only drop one F bomb. If you go for a second, you go to rated M.
You mean rated R?
Rated R. I keep thinking video games.
I can understand that. I mean, the only movie that I can think of that like it follows that guideline because I remember vividly was Top Gun Maverick. I remember that one, but that one is probably one of my favorite
Oh, I
movies that
love
I've
Top
seen
Gun
recently.
Maverick. That's such a good
Maverick is
movie.
so good.
But
But no, with the stuff that kids have to watch nowadays, I mean, I guess some of the stuff is okay.
I mean, you got
They
Bluey.
got
Bluey, I'm actually happy with how popular it is. I've seen it with my little brothers. It's not a half
yes.
bad show. It's like, and it's a lot of nuance in it. But yeah, so
I
that's
think
something I'm happy with them like watching. That's like not because you have like good shows for the most part. I think on TV, it's just all the brain rot is now on like YouTube.
the
Like,
next thing the last thing we need is a Skibbity Toilet TV show,
oh,
and I'm dreading
Mikey,
that
take
day.
those words off your mouth. I don't want Skibbity Toilet in our first episode. I can't. This is gonna be a common occurrence.
All the different things, like all the stuff that is just common with Gen Alpha now. It's
Oh
like do
my
not
god.
mention such.
We went to
Do
a
not
party
mention.
yesterday, and all the dads were like trying to figure out what Skibbity Toilet was, and I like physically recoiled. Like
I
all the,
cannot even. Me being like just I can't even. God, does this mean we're boomers now?
Mike, yeah, I have an old soul. I'm like all my music tastes is like from like like late night
Very
up
true.
to
Yeah, you
late
had
90s.
this Sebastian has very like just a lot of his
All like
music
my
is
TV shows,
like
I'm like talking about. Oh, I love Batman Beyond, and I love like Transformers animated, and like everything that's like I don't. I think the only really most recent show that I really like and I keep up with is Arcane. And even though I know the new season came
mm.
out and I still haven't watched it, but I heard it was good.
I hear it's good. I haven't watched it yet. I should probably. Where are they streaming it
Netflix.
on? Oh, on Netflix. Okay, all right. I'll
Arcane is
definitely maybe
good,
check it out.
but yeah, it just
Hmm.
gets. Well, I don't think it has that much. When it first came
I mean,
out,
the
it
vast
sort of
majority.
got a bad rep because League of Legends. But
Oh,
bro, I
okay.
didn't play League of Legends, and I love the show. The show is
Hmm.
really good.
I'm not. I've been focusing mainly more on like all of my attention with when it comes to my entertainment is either on YouTube or on Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll is really where I've been spending most of my time. I just started watching Moriarty the Patriot, and it is such an awesome show.
I have no
It's
idea
fu-
what that is. So
so Moriarty the Patriot. So think of so Moriarty the Patriot is based on the Sherlock Holmes villain.
I don't know anything about show. I
So
just know
okay,
the Robert Downey
So
Jr.
Sherlock,
film, and the one is like
so Sher-
discombobulate.
Okay, so Sherlock Holmes, his main villain. So Sherlock Holmes, we know he has like insane, insane abilities of deduction. He
Uh
can
huh.
solve things just like that no normal person would
Uh huh.
be able to figure out. Moriarty is essentially exactly like him,
His
except Moriarty
antithesis.
has he's the antithesis of Sherlock, except Moriarty has he has a legitimate motive for what he's for like his for his actions. It's just the show really questions your sense of morality as
Mm.
to like, do you cheer for Holmes because Holmes is actually working for good, or do you work with more, or you cheer for Moriarty who's working to achieve good but is stooping to very
Like by like all by any cost.
exactly. I think the best line to describe Moriarty's actions is the ends justify the means.
Yeah,
That's really
that's when.
that's really
But that's cool. That I might actually check that out. That sounds
is a
cool.
really good show, man. It is
I
really
know.
good. This
For
the writing is phenomenal because oh my goodness, man. My favorite. I think your favorite. Well, no, I don't know. Yeah, I'll let you figure out your own
yeah,
favorite
yeah. Don't
character,
spoil
man.
it. I'm actually like interested now. I gotta like look it up now. But yeah. But
It's
you know what?
24. It's 24 episodes.
You know what? Know something that I've also noticed that I watched a lot when I was younger. Oh, and it's like popping
Beyblade
up
Metal
everywhere.
Fusion.
No. Oh my god. I every time I think about Beyblade, I think about that one scene where it's Moses opening up the Red Sea with a Beyblade. And I'm like, that's such a funny, like a funny idea because it comes out of nowhere. I remember that scene. I was like freaking out,
That is
little kid.
that is taking biblically accurate Beyblade to a whole new level.
That's so funny. I still see that get referenced on the internet every couple weeks, and I giggle every time. It's so good. But moving on, Henry Danger. I'm seeing that everywhere
Oh
now. I
yes,
loved Henry Danger growing up, but now there's so many memes of it. Like I open up Instagram and it's all Henry Danger memes.
I didn't watch a whole lot of Henry Day. Like I saw a few episodes here and there, but I wasn't always I didn't watch it all
I
that
watched a
much. Like
lot of Nickelodeon because for me, that was
yeah, but around that time though, I was watching more the Thundermans. That was what I
that
was
I watched the
watching.
Thundermans. What was the name of the rabbit? I always forget the name of the rabbit.
Professor Dr. Colosso.
Dr. Colosso. I
That
always
one
forget
was
the name of the rabbit, but yeah, it was him, and that was Patton Oswald. No, wasn't that Patton Oswald voice?
I don't know if it was Patton Oswalt, but let me actually check. But Jack Griffo played a really good role as what was his name? Max? Was that his name in the show?
I have to
Let me
rewatch because
see
I
here.
haven't seen these
The
shows in
Thunder.
actually years. So,
Oh God, they have the Thundermans return.
oh,
All right, so let me see. They have.
let's just
Yay.
look at the cast.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. They
You
really don't have
you just look up
the
Thunderman's cast. Google that.
Thunderman. Come on, bro. Are you not gonna show me who plays Colosso?
You could just say cast and it'll probably be there.
Yeah, I think I'm just. Oh wait, hold on. No, Dana Snyder.
Dana Snyder. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I got it. For some reason I thought it was Patton Oswald.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I didn't watch this show, but the second that I had looked up the Thundermans and I just scrolled down and there's like an IMBD post or like an IMBD link, it
Yeah.
shows Game Shakers.
Game Shakers. Is
That
that
one
not
was
the
the
one
one.
with oh my god, what's his name? Um
I was thinking
Cameron what?
Cameron Boyce. No, you're thinking Gamer's Guide to Everything.
That's what I'm thinking of. Never mind. Game Shaker. I don't know what Game Shakers is in.
The one you're thinking of is the one that has Cree Kachino, I think is her name.
I don't know. I barely remember that show. I just remember he was in that show.
The only reason why I know Cree Kachino is because she was in Game Shakers and then also because she was in that one Netflix original show for Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, I remember that. It was like, what was it, Professor Fluffy or something? What was it called?
Mr. Iglesias.
Mr. Iglesias. Okay, never mind. I completely butchered the name. I remember I watched that one when it first
No, I
came
watched
out.
that one as I watched that. No, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, because I remember you were in your like Gabriel
I
Iglesias.
was in my like whole like my stand up
Yeah.
comedy like I for a good
You would
period of
always
time I
tell me
was just
about it, so you got me into it, and I
hooked
just
on
watched it for a bit.
hooked on stand up comedy. It was an addiction for me. So I would just be listening to guys like Gabriel Iglesias, John Mulaney, Carlos Mencia, Paul Rodriguez, all these different guys. I mean, and I just named a bunch of Mexican comedians. I think there's a pattern going there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we live in Miami, so
Yeah, very valid. Yeah. Okay. So, and I
yeah,
so but I feel like yeah, going back to the kids content, it's just all changed since.
it's
I mean,
changed,
yeah.
but it's not. Like I
To be
feel
fair, we did have our was like brain rot when
We
we
did
were
have our brain,
younger.
because we say, oh, the kids and their brain rot. Like what kids now have, like with Skibbity Toilet. I hate that I brought that up, but what they
I
have
mean,
it
we have
now.
to.
We had our own with like the TF2. What are they called?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. The characters.
What was it
We
called?
had
The program?
heavy. We had heavy. Oh wait. Unity. No.
No, what's it
Or no. Half
called?
Life. Half Life. Right.
No, what's it
Oh my
called?
gosh. I'm thinking the games. Oh my
The
goodness. The
the
games
the
and the
the
engine.
the, the engine.
Wasn't it Unity Engine or something?
No, 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 it
Or
wasn't.
no, Unreal. Unreal Engine.
No,
Wasn't it Unreal?
no.
Hold on. What
Was it
engine?
SFM? Wasn't it SFM?
Hold on. What engine is used for TF2?
No,
I
for
mean, yeah, we did have
animating.
that.
I think it's
Yeah.
like the SFM with like
Source. Is that what it was?
what?
Source. Was that what it was
I think
called?
yeah, it was Source. Oh, but no, but I remember we had like SFMs of like oh the TF2 and they're like dances like we like to party. Do you remember that one? It was like Thomas the
I
Tank
remember.
Engine. That was
I
our brain
vividly
rot.
that was our brain
Like if you
rot.
look at
Yes. That
that and you look at this now, it's not that much different.
is
But
the engine was Source, and then Valve just put that sucker out.
yeah, I think it's SFM. That's like the one a lot of people use animation for. But no, yeah, like we've had a lot. But I think there's a topic I wanted to talk about that going off with like just like absolute like brain rot numbing. I will say though, I went with a group, Benjamin, of uh, of my friend of my brother Benny, right? We went with a group
Yeah.
of his friends to see the new Venom movie that came
All
out,
right.
and I've only seen the first movie once. I never saw the second.
The very first one, right?
Yeah, the one that came out in 2018. I think came out on Netflix, and I watched it.
Okay, that came out in 2018. I thought that came out earlier.
No, it was maybe 2017, but I thought it was 2018. But I watched that one, and
Oh yeah, 2018.
I
Yeah,
never saw the
that.
second one, the Carnage one. I never saw it, so went to this one mostly blind. And Mikey, that movie was so awful,
Oh
but
boy.
I enjoyed it so much. It was so entertaining, and we went with a group, and it was very a not serious group. It was like, oh, we're all like clapping, like something stupid happens, and it's like
So y'all
triumphant.
went
We're
in
all
there with
like
like
clapping.
y'all went in there with very low expectations, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, but oh, Mikey, it was so spectacularly awful. I was amazed, and I was enjoying it.
Hmm.
Can I tell you about it?
Let me see what the down like just the downhill drip dip in it, the downhill drip. Oh my
The
god.
drip. Whoa, the drip.
So it has a 6.6 on IMDb, the first Venom movie.
Yeah,
The second one has a 5.9, and then let me see what the third one
I know it's
has. The
worse.
last
I think
it
it was like a 3.
actually has a 6.2.
Oh, I give it. Listen, Mikey.
Are
Can
you
I?
sure you weren't thinking of the Are you sure you weren't thinking of Let There Be Carnage, that it was actually, it says it was actually
No,
worse than
I thought people don't, but I know people did not like Venom 3. Well, they
it got
did,
a
but
what in the world?
what are
No,
you?
now people actually liked it. I'm looking at it on
Oh
Rotten
wow, okay. I thought I
Tomatoes.
was the only one that liked it, but it's
The
awful.
critics
Don't get. It's a bad movie, but it's
I,
so entertaining.
the critic score was 41% and the audience score was 81%.
Oh, okay.
But
Let's,
I guess they like it just for like the absolute the atrocity that it is.
yeah. So Mikey, this movie was incredible. I'm gonna give you just like a quick, just rundown of what happens in the movie.
Okay.
So Null, which is like oh the big bad. He's like a big bad, right? He's like oh the god of the symbiotes. He like created the symbiotes, and he's like and
Hmm.
whatever, right? But in the movie, it's like oh the symbiotes turned on him, right? The Clintar or whatever, right? They turned on him, and they basically sent him to the Shadow Realm, and they
Okay.
locked him there. And he's like, but he can't get out without a codex, and a codex is
A
apparently
codex like actually like one of the old books codex.
no, codex is like a thing that they come. It's the MacGuffin.
Okay, all right.
It's like a thing that happens when like a symbiote and their host like merges, like gets really if one of them dies, then they save the other and they merge together, and they like make a codex. It's like a bond. Basically, it's just a bond.
So okay, all
So
right.
so
This is
apparently
so
in the second one, like Eddie died, but Venom saved him by forming together, and then that's what caused the codex or whatever.
that codex thing. Okay.
So then the movie starts with them in the MCU because I don't know if you know that, but apparently in the end of Venom 2, they get blasted to the MCU. You
Okay.
didn't know
All
that?
right.
They
I did.
basically there, and at the end, because it's supposed to be a tease for No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home,
Oh,
that came
okay.
out,
All right.
but he didn't show up in No Way Home. He only showed up in the end credit scene for No Way Home of him being sent back.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it's like it takes place them being sent back after No Way Home, and they're just like I think Venom makes like a tequila or something, and they're like in a bar in Mexico.
What in the world? Okay. All
So then
right.
they go
Interesting.
and walk around and like cuz they're like wanted because they got framed for murder or something in the second movie.
Okay.
So then so then Eddie's like, "Why not we go and hang out in New York? Let's hide in New York." So they're going to
Jeez.
make like a road trip journey where they didn't have a car. They're going to like what's it called? Hitchhike. They're going to hitchhike all the way to New York from Mexico. That's the plan.
All right.
So then in the beginning, I think they find like a dog fighting rink, and then like Venom goes all kung
Ooh.
fu on them,
What?
and then
Okay. All right.
they eat. And then this is the part that's crazy. I'm like, oh, this is like a movie that's kind of skirting on rated R, but it's PG-13. At the end, they got all like the cartel members, and they ate all the heads off. But it's like you can see some of
Well,
it. It was no blood, but you can see like
yeah.
I'm
Like
like, oh
going.
man, that's
Yeah.
already like that's already a little more like
Like
intense than I
creeping
thought.
on. Yeah.
So yeah, they save the dogs and they release all of them, and he takes like the cowboy boots
Mm.
from one of the cartel members. And then
Yeah.
next happens, I think it was the scientist lady. That she's not an antagonist. She's just one of the like characters. She doesn't do anything in the movie, but it's like oh,
Mm.
her sad backstory is that her brother wanted to be an astronaut, and they were like in the beach, and they're twins. And then they were on the and the storm was coming. So like, oh, we gotta run away from the storm. So they're running like holding hands, and she gets struck by lightning, but the lightning passes through her because they're holding
Into her
hands and
brother.
into her brother, and her brother dies.
Well
So then
then.
that's like her
Okay.
boo-hoo sad backstory, and she has like a lightning scar.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
yes, but then she's like, oh, I love symbiotes, I love the aliens or whatever.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
then Eddie, right, to like not get identified by the police, he gets onto the side of a plane. He does like Tom Cruise, the Mission Impossible, where he's on top of the plane, holding on.
Hmm.
So he doesn't ride the plane, and then but because he combined with Venom, the Codex activated, and then yeah, Null is not even like he's supposed to be the villain. He's like the big bad, but he just sends like his minions around, like the whole like the villains of the antagonists of the movie. Because Null is in the movie for like 2 minutes, but like the people that they fight are just basically his minions. They're like these big. They're kind of
So then
nutty. They're like
what's the point of having Null as the villain if he's not gonna
exactly,
show up at all?
exactly. But like he had his minions, which is basically just big like bug things that if they get killed or like broken apart or whatever, they like mend back together. So like
Okay.
they have like a what's it called a regeneration factor or something like that. I forgot the comic book name for it. But what's the nutty part is that their heads are like drills, like their mouth inside is like a bunch of drills, and
What?
they're like what's it called?
Why the
Like a
second?
wood
Why the
chipper.
second
They're
you
like
said?
wood chippers. It's
I was about
crazy.
to say like the second you said them, my mind immediately went to Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah, but listen, no, like inside their mouths, like it's like
I know, yeah,
like the
inside
bugs
their
from
mouth.
Wreck It Ralph.
I get, yeah, but like with Denji, his
Yeah,
thing is
yeah.
like on the front of his face, but in this case, it's inside the mouth.
It's like the bugs from Wreck It Ralph.
I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph in years.
You don't remember the cyber bugs?
Yeah, I get the cyberbugs,
So
yeah, but like I
imagine
said,
the
I
cyber bugs, but they're also wood chippers. So whenever they eat anything, it gets shoot out the back like a wood chipper. So that's
okay,
another
all right.
part that was kind of nutty. Was I think you can see where
It's
this is
literally just
going.
that it's literally just eating and then pooping out what they had eaten.
No, like wood chipper, like in the back of the head, like. So they would
Oh, okay.
sometimes, eat people, and I think you can see where this is going. They'd be like mist will come out of
Just
their back.
oh, okay, all right,
So that was another kind
gotcha,
of nutty
gotcha.
bit. And I was like, this is PG-13. But yeah, so then
Jeez.
immediately the bug finds him. The bug does like a backwards long jump all the way to the from the ground to the plane, and they start fighting on the plane. And then Venom really freaks. He's like, "Nose onto us! We gotta hide!" So then they jump off the plane, and he like parachutes him, and then they take
Hmm.
over a horse to like run all the way to New York. But then like the military Area 51 guys capture
Huh.
them. Well, no, they
Gotcha,
didn't
gotcha.
capture them. They got away, but they got away, and then they like hitchhike on like a vegan family, like a hippie vegan family's van.
What the heck?
Yeah, and it's like we like I remember because I think one of the jokes is like they didn't believe in air conditioning, so the van had like no air conditioning, and it's like
Oh, okay,
yeah,
all
so there
right.
was that, and then just quick, they were going through there. They went all the way, but the family wanted to go. Well, the dad wanted to go to Area 51 because Area 51 was being decommissioned in the movie or whatever.
Hmm.
Because like the military dudes got like a new base that's like way cooler than Area 51. So the Area
Yeah.
51's being decommissioned. So he wants the dad wants to go before it gets decommissioned to see Area 51. So then they go all the way to Nevada, and then they drop
All
Eddie
right.
and Venom off at Las Vegas.
Ah,
So then
yes.
I think
Okay.
Eddie stole a suit from a security guard, and he goes and they immediately start. And they need funds, so they immediately start gambling. And Venom's already a gambling addict.
Dude, what the heck is this, like, the course of this movie? It's
Yeah,
just
that's what
all
I'm
over the
saying.
place.
They start Venom starts gambling, and he has like he loses all the money, and he starts raging. And
I
then
mean, as one does
as does
when
one, he didn't gamble hard enough. 99% of gamblers quit before they win big. But
very true.
yeah, but and then do you
I
know?
mean, I,
Did
I,
you
I
watch
like
the
how I
first
just said
Venom movie?
I like how I said very true, and I did
Yeah,
not, and it's
bro,
like
Mikey, that's supposed to be a joke. It's not.
I will not, I'm not a gambler. I will say that I am not a gambler.
Well, if you play gotcha games, you're a gambler.
I mean, technically yes, and in this case, I am very well. No, not
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a hardcore gambler in this
I'm
case.
not. I'm not. I'm not. I am not.
I'm a
I have
whale.
self-control.
Uh,
I have self-control. Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage has taught me a lesson in self-control.
I love you, Miku. But yeah, but
I cannot wait for the movie, bro. It's gonna be. I mean, once I get the global release date, I am immediately going to watch that.
yeah, yeah. Well, I imagine you're gonna probably put a group together for that.
Oh
I'm down going.
yes.
But
With how story rich the game is already, I can't wait to see how they incorporate it all into just one congealed story.
bro, I'm just going for Hatsune Miku. Like I don't care about any of these other like I don't know what like high school bands or whatever. I'm going for Miku. But anyways, going on. Did you ever watch the first Venom movie or
I
no?
don't, no, I don't think I haven't watched any of the Venom
Well, do you
movies.
know at least Miss Shen? I know she's like a kid. She showed up in the Spider-Man movie. The Spider-Man Into the
Um,
Spider-Verse. Do you remember when it's like that scene of the lady at like the convenience store when it's Spot like going through the different universes
hold on, are we talking about Into the Spider-Verse or Across the
across the
Spider-Verse?
Spider-Verse?
I have not watched Across the
You
Spider-Verse.
haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse?
I know I'm very far behind with
Mikey, that's
Marvel, bro.
actually you got to put that in your movie list immediately. That's crazy.
I'm very well aware. I have not watched. Yes, I'm sorry, listeners, if you are raging right now on your end. I am a casual.
Filthy casual.
I am a filthy casual.
That scared me. I didn't know you had a soundboard. I'm like, look at your screen. And I'm like, is that a trumpet? And then
I
you
have
hit
the
that.
sound. I have the soundboard here. I was like, do I have the soundboard here? Because I remember other Discord servers we have the soundboard, but I'm like, let me see, can I use it? Can I use it here? And I'm like, yep, yes I can.
Oh my god.
Oh man, but that was like just the regular like Discord sounds. They have like, let me see what they got
Well,
else
no.
here.
Oh wow. But oh, that's another one. I don't know. Oh my goodness. That's not gonna get annoying. But oh my god. But Miss Shen, anyways. So then they
Yes.
see Miss Shen, and by the way, the whole movie, Venom is like freaking out. It's like, oh, Null's gonna get us. We cannot combine because then Null. Oh yeah, the Codex activates every single time they become Big Venom, so they have to stay
Okay.
un. So they have to make sure they stay just as Eddie, just to hide from Null. So the whole time Venom's like freaking out, and doesn't really want to turn into Venom because then Null knows where they are, and he's gonna send like their bug
Okay.
minions after him.
Gotcha.
So that's
So
like this
just
whole
try
movie up to
to.
this whole point. As soon as he sees Miss Shen, he does like a 180 where he's like, "Oh, let's go dancing, Miss Shen." So the Miss Shen gets like a private room, and then Venom combines. So he's like completely 180. He's like, yeah, let's go, and he turns into like a full Venom, and then they start dancing to
Oh, wait a second.
they
Wait, hold
start
on.
dancing to ABBA,
Oh, never mind. Okay. Well, all right.
like Dancing Queen and everything. And I'm like, the worst CGI I've ever seen of like Venom dancing, and I'm like, what is this movie? Like, you cannot tell you how
I just
surreal.
I just found a picture. What is this?
What are you looking at?
The like is like a Venom the Last Dance picture, and it literally has Venom dancing with Mrs. Chen.
Yeah, that's it.
It's only like a still image, but I'm like, what is
Yeah,
this?
they start like boogieing it
Oh, she
down.
was at the beginning of the movie. Okay. Oh, she was at the beginning of the first movie.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
So
Just
anyways,
didn't realize that was her.
so of course immediately they get found out by Null's bug. He comes to attack, but also the military dudes come here and they kidnap Eddie and Venom. And then they
Hmm.
go take him to I think it was like Area 64 or whatever. That's like the new Area 51. I forgot what it was called.
Okay. All right. Area 64.
I was
Sure.
like, I forgot. It's probably wrong the number, but it was something like that. But they go there and that's where the other symbiotes are. And they're like, "Oh, Null's coming! Blah blah blah. We gotta protect it from Earth."
What is this picture, dude?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so and the Venom, the CGI was horrible.
I mean, from with this image, I'm like, yeah, it looks decent,
And
but
by
then
the
if
way,
you're
it
saying
comes
that
out
the
of
CGI was
nowhere.
awful, oh, it comes out of no, so it's like one of those things that just got thrown into the movie
There's
for
like, yeah,
absolutely
no,
no
it's like
reason.
Michelle's like, "Hey, Eddie, let's go dancing with Venom," and then they immediately go dancing.
So it's like literally just they have it's like the guys in the boardroom are like, let's,
I don't
or
even
like the
know. They
produce
like whoever
the
was on
producer's
this.
just like, let's just throw Venom into
No,
there
I
for
think
like no
whoever was like
reason.
on this movie was just was definitely huffing something.
I wouldn't doubt
They
it.
were on a steady dose of galaxy gas when they were making this movie. But
Good lord.
yeah, so they get captured. They go to the thing, to the location. I forgot what happens there. Oh, the family sneaks into Area 51. Oh yeah, and this like new area or whatever, the new base is under Area 51.
Okay.
But so they go there. Null's bugs come. They break all the symbiotes out. All the symbiotes like start like fighting the Null bugs. And it's like, oh, there's a fire symbiote. Oh, there's like a symbiote that's like a hideous Zippleback from How to Train Your Dragon, where it has like two heads, and this one is like a big rock boy. And then they start getting picked off. Yeah, they all the symbiotes
So
die
it's like
except one.
hold on. So you said multiple heads and a big rock boys. This is just a Gronkle and Zippleback combined, is what you're saying.
Actually, you know what? I'm actually thinking about it. They were all just How to Train Your Dragon dragons. Because they had one that was on
Interesting.
fire. That's like the monstrous
The
nightmare. They had one
yeah,
that was
Monsters
like the
Nightmare,
two heads. That's the hideous
Zippleback,
Zipple bag. They had the rock one was the Gronkle.
Gronkle.
And they had like
Did
the
they have one with spikes that was like
the sharp,
the
yeah, the girl. They did.
what was
That was like the
Deadly
Deadly
Natter?
Natter. Yeah, they had one that was like a. I'm thinking of this. Did they take for How to Train Your Dragon? I'm like thinking of all
And
the
then
symbiote power.
and then Eddie's literally just Toothless and Hiccup combined.
Yeah, I guess, but and then the only other symbiote that survived at the end of the movie was the electricity symbiote, and they combined with the scientist that got struck by a lightning or whatever.
Wait, hold on. So then that's also from Dragons, the Skrill.
No, well, it's like yeah, it's electricity, but it's also just the
I know.
Flash, where it's like super fast.
I was just
Now
reaching for
we're
that one.
reaching, but anyway, so they get there. Um, everyone's dying basically to the bugs. They save
Yeah.
the family or whatever, and then oh, Venom rides around on a motorcycle and does like tricks on it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of what else? It's because I'm saying I barely remember because it was like a fever dream.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to like grab everything and piece it together. It was that, and then they all die. Venom sacrifices himself by like grabbing all the null bugs and going to the acid that he like uncombines from Eddie, and they go and grabs all the null bugs and they go to like the acid container or whatever, and then they
Hmm.
get the acid on, and the general guy blows himself up with like a grenade to like kill all the null bugs. So then they all like acid and blow up. And yeah, Venom dies in this movie. Like dies. Like he does not come
Interesting.
back or anything.
Well then, okay.
So then after he dies or whatever, and then Eddie gets all sad, and then he goes and he ends he gets like a pardon or whatever, so he's no longer wanted or whatever. They go and then is the end of the movie is him walking around New York City by himself, all sad and depressed.
Wait, hold on. This is Eddie
Eddie
walking all sad and depressed. Okay.
in New York and like seeing like the Statue of Liberty and everything, and it's like a slideshow of like all of the of him together and Venom, like
Oh,
of
so
the
like one of
last
those
three
like
movies.
the cheesy flashback to better
Yes,
times. Is what you're saying?
yes.
Oh my
And
god.
Mikey, I'll give you one guess to what song they played.
Eminem's Venom. Is that what they had played? Because
No.
I know that that was like
No,
used a
what
lot for the
sad
commercials.
song like oh like
Sad song.
sad and melancholic or whatever.
Sad and melancholic.
Well, not sad, like more like
Is it like
melancholic.
Hello Darkness, my
No,
old friend?
no. Memories by Maroon 5.
What?
When that song came up, I was laughing
Oh my
so bad.
god.
So it's like they're singing Memories Maroon 5, and it's like Eddie walking around depressed in New York with like a slideshow of like all him and together with Venom. And then the
Good
movie
lord,
ends.
bro. All right then.
Like I imagine there was so many other stuff, but like I said, I barely it was like a fever dream watching it.
I get yeah.
So that was a kind of nutty movie I saw that was bad, but it was so entertaining.
Interesting, man.
So
That
anything
was
you got a
yeah.
topic next?
I mean, yeah. So with us being in Miami, and we got, I mean, Miami's not. I mean, yeah, we are known for sports, but
Yeah.
not any good. Not. Well, I mean, the only thing I would say we're
Our
really known
Heat
for
our
is,
Heat team, the basketball team's good. Like they don't win, but they always make
I
it to the
mean, but no,
playoffs.
we win. We're consistently in the
Yeah,
playoffs,
that's what I'm
but
saying. But we never win a championship.
we do. We won in 2012 and 2013. But then again, we had LeBron with us. LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh. So
I love LeBron. For me is like it's like a meme,
LeBron is the only. To be fair, as much for as
like a
much hate
meme
as he
legend.
gets, for as much hate as he gets, and how
Bro,
much of a meme
LeBron is so
he is the
funny.
only. He is the reason why I got into basketball. Yes, Cry Me a River, old head saying that Jordan's better. LeBron is the reason why I got into basketball. So go ahead, cry me a river in the comment section below. I'll stick to my being a LeBron fan, not like the LeBron fans that you see on Twitter or anything, but I'm still
The LeBron writers.
yes. But I mean, one of the recent things that has been catching, we've been having a lot of sports get reaching popularity here in Miami. We've had, I mean, hockey just recently with the Panthers winning the Stanley Cup. I was shocked that I got to see that happen in my lifetime.
Yeah, I remember. What was the last one? The last time I was really into it was when they lost against the
Against the
Golden
Knights,
Knights.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I still remember like my fandom as a Panthers fan has always been like super. I mean, we are before we won anything. Before we
Yeah,
won
you were never
anything.
a big
Before we were
hockey guy. I remember.
I would the really when I started getting into hockey was when I got my first ever hockey video game, which was NHL 2015, which people say is the worst video the worst one to come out because they always says like that it was that the NHL games were consistently good.
Uh huh.
2014 was the best one, like NHL 14 was the best, and then 2015 just was the beginning of the end for NHL. But then again, EA is just
EA. You
EA
don't.
is EA, so
Yeah, you don't have to elaborate on that.
yeah. But yeah, so I started getting into hockey like a lot more like 2016. Like that was back when we had
Uh huh.
guys like UC when we had guys like UC Jokin, Sasha had just been on the team. Huberto was also on the
Uh
team.
huh.
We still had Brian Campbell as one of our main defensemen. Bobby was still on. Well, but that, not the Bobby now, but Bobby Lou,
Yeah.
Roberto
Not Bobby or
Luongo.
Wall.
Bobby Luongo, Roberto Luongo is still our goalkeeper.
I still remember.
But
I still remember. That was crazy. What game was that again? With Bobby like jumping backwards and like catching a
oh, and then
puck,
deflecting
deflecting
it
a
back
puck
with like
like
the
backwards
backhand.
and like looking over
That
his
was
shoulder.
I
Diving.
think that was game two of the first round last year. I think I could be wrong, but I know it was the first round. I know it
I
was the first
remember
round.
losing my mind, and I think
No,
I called you.
you
I
said
called
you
you.
literally no, you didn't call me. You sent me a text. You were like, "Bro, did you just see the save he
I think
just
I tried
made?"
calling you first, but you couldn't pick up. So then I texted you.
I was probably in the middle of I was probably in the middle of a meeting or something with someone. I don't remember, but I remember you were like, "Bro, this game is insane." And then I remember just freaking out in my apartment when I was when they won Game 7 in the final. I was like,
That was a
yes!
fun.
That
But
was just euphoria, bro. I went into work that next day like, yo, what's up, guys? You said they were gonna blow it? Nope, no sir. Because I was at work with a whole bunch of people that they thought the Cats were gonna blow it,
yeah, I think
or
like
that they.
hockey's
But
so fun though.
it is fun. The
I took
atmosphere is
I think
yes.
hockey's like my favorite like sport to go to in person. I took
It
you
is
to your first
in
hockey game.
person. Yeah, you took me to my first hockey game, and that was just a heck of a bingo card of a night. That was awesome.
I remember we even showed up on TV. Like you can see us because we were right behind the goal. So
Yes, that
whenever
was
they would pan to the goal, you could see us popping off there like next to each other.
good lord. No, yeah, that was hilarious. What was another? All right, and then soccer now with Messi being in
Yeah,
Inter
the
Miami, we got
MLS.
all the we got MLS blowing up now because of Messi,
And then you got them
and
building the stadium there as well.
You got Messi and Lucho, but no, yeah, now with the stadium being built, I actually can't wait to see that stadium be completed. And it's in prime real estate, if anything. It's
It is.
right
It's
by
right next to the
downtown,
airport. It's like perfect for
right next
having
to the
people.
right next to the airport, perfect for international fans. So and they got the perfect spot for it. There's the golf course literally right by the airport.
And don't they
So
have also the they have like the water park that's that water park wasn't it also kind of
I don't know if they're gonna take that
no, I think
down.
they're keeping it, but it's gonna be like I
They'll
know the
probably make it
water
like
park
Inter
was like
Miami themed. I wouldn't doubt it.
no, I think because they have the famous artist like designed
Yeah,
it or whatever.
Romeo Brito, yeah.
You remember Burrito, but no, they're gonna keep. If anything, they might expand it because I know that like water park was struggling for a while. No,
It was struggling, but then again, bro, that's for like the little kids. There wasn't
they
really
might
anything
expand it to
too
make it
crazy for
bigger
the.
because now they're gonna have
They
a water
might.
park next to it. They can do
And why
like
not make it a tourist
advertising.
attraction?
That's what I'm
Why not make it
saying.
a tourist attraction?
They're
Exactly.
probably gonna do that.
And then now one of the more recent sports to be graced to the 305
Pickleball, pickleball.
pickleball. I've
Let's
actually
go.
played it. It's actually I've played it before. It's actually a fun sport.
Listen, I think the pickleball memes are so funny. You seen the one that's like Riley after discovering pickleball and like Samus being disintegrated.
Oh Lord. But so the one that I was talking about was rugby.
Ooh.
Now, for international listeners, if you are listening, we live in America, and in America, the NFL is our version of rugby. But the NFL, we call it football, not football like
The
soccer.
real one, the real one. Yeah. We don't know. We
R-
use some freedom units here.
Freedom units.
I don't know no kilometer. We talk about miles here.
Alrighty, so but no, yeah. So now that rugby is a thing here in Miami, I've been
The
getting into
Sharks.
it
We
more
have our
recent.
team, the Sharks.
The Miami Sharks, yes. There's pretty interesting team names in the league. I honestly think the best team name besides the Sharks, in my biased opinion. Some of the really good the Seattle Seawolves. That one is a really good team name,
What
and then
is
I
a
like
sea
their.
wolf?
It's a orca.
Oh, okay.
It's a orca, and then they have and then their kits are just so nice. They have like
Whoa.
they have like a black one with
With
like
the black and
green.
white?
No, not a black and white. So it's like a black and green with like gray and white dots on the. Let me look it up. It is really
Well, they
nice.
can't. The audio listeners can't. Why do you keep saying audio listeners? There's no
Is the
view.
listeners.
There's no one can see anything, no matter where you're on. Well, maybe in the future that'll change, but we'll see.
Who knows? Maybe.
But
Okay,
I'm saying
which
they
one
can't
was it
see
again?
that. Most like. Well, yes, they can't see it at
It
all.
was this one, yes, bro. This one was so nice. Okay, so it has like it's a all black kit
Uh huh.
with like the collar and the hem. It's all like it has like a shark tooth pattern or like a teeth pattern,
Yeah.
and then it has on the chest it has
I
like
like the
this
teeth pattern. You're telling me that sounds cool.
like this green dot, like kind of like a pattern, like with green dots on the
Uh huh.
chest that looks like that looks like the mountains of Washington.
That's cool.
This jersey goes crazy. Like, let me see here, bro. Look at this thing.
Oh wow.
That is nice. I wouldn't mind
I like
copping
the
the top,
teeth ones that are like on the end. That looks
like on the
cool.
on the shorts and the collar
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
the.
like that. But
But I love the jerseys that we have for the Sharks. Those are gorgeous. I love the black kit that we have. That one
we'll
is.
see. I gotta get if because I know you wanted to go to game. No, you wanted to do a game
We gotta
together.
head to a game. They did put out the schedule release well, not on Twitter. I would assume on Twitter, if the team has a Twitter, they would put it out there. But I saw it on Instagram, the schedule release. I think, from what I saw, I think our first game is at home. I don't remember against who it was, although I'm thinking it was Houston, if I'm not mistaken. I might have to double check. Let me just see. No, we play against DC.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. We have 4 home games this year, and I'm hoping
Yeah,
we
they
do
got
better
different
than.
options.
To be fair, we didn't do too bad last year. I think we finished like 6-10 last year.
Yeah. So is there anything? So now that we're on sort of the subject of stuff we like, basically like trips that we do, is there anything that
We
you
def
would want to do, like a road trip or like anything you
I
would
would
want to
definitely
do?
love to
Because
do.
now we
I
got an
would
excuse with the podcast. Like, do it for the podcast. Do it for the
exactly,
vibe.
yes. I mean, definitely. Like with now the fact that we're talking about sports and stuff. That is one of the main reasons why I like traveling because
Oh
I
yeah.
love seeing sports in different cities. The fact that like different fan bases, the way they react to different things. I am from personal experience. New York sports fans are crazy. I went to a Yankees game, way better than a Marlins game.
I think
I
anything is
hate
better than a Marlins game, Mikey. As sad as that is to
this.
admit.
Yeah, as a
I think
jaded
we're kind of
Marlins
tied.
fan.
We're kind of tied with the Rockies there.
Oh my gosh, sell the team, Sherman.
But
Just sell the team,
I think
Sherman.
the craziest one, because I've gone traveling also with my dad to go to baseball like tournaments. I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
I
You've been to a
definitely
lot of stadiums.
I've been.
Which one is your favorite stadium that you personally have been
Ooh,
to?
favorite. Okay. I gotta
Well, like,
think.
okay, well, let's not go broad. Let's stick to like the baseball. Like, what has been your
Oh no,
favorite
baseball.
baseball stadium?
Yeah, I am thinking
Okay,
baseball.
okay, all right, all
Well,
right.
definitely the worst was the Tampa one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now they're not. I don't know if you heard, they're not playing at the Trop this year.
Oh well, it got destroyed in the hurricane. No.
Yeah, yeah. The roof got destroyed because of Hurricane Milton. So they're gonna be playing in the Yankees spring training stadium,
Mm.
which I think is still here in. Wait, hold on. Where did it? I think it's in West Palm Beach. I could be wrong.
Oh, well, so that's kind of far away from Tampa. Well,
It's
no,
either
not that much. It's like
it's
two
either
hours.
West Palm Beach or I forget. I know it's like in that area. I think Jupiter. It might be in Jupiter,
Mm.
which is then again not that far from West Palm either.
Well, yeah. So what is? Because I've gone to the Atlanta. I love the Atlanta Stadium. The
I
Braves
got to
Stadium.
stand. I never got to watch a game at Truist Park, but I did get to stand in front. I got to get a picture with the Phil Necro statue
Hmm.
at the front, but we never got the chance to go to
I
a game
love
there.
that stadium. I really liked, and the whole area around it because it had like a whole like shopping district and restaurants like built around the stadium. It
Yeah.
was in a park as well. It was really nice. I like that one a lot. I went to the Met Stadium.
All
That one
right.
was just like an old one.
Was this when Grimace was already a thing with the team, or
No,
I
this
don't know if you
was.
heard about that? Did you ever hear about Grimace with the Mets?
I did remember. I heard something about that. I saw like
So
some
that
stuff.
so just to give you an idea, because it was like a statistical anomaly with the Mets. It was like the Mets were like in I think in fourth place in the division or something, third or fourth place in the division, and they weren't gonna make the playoffs or something. I think they had like if they were to keep up with the pace that they had,
Hmm.
they weren't gonna make the playoffs. But I think at one point in a game, I don't know if it was against the Padres or something. I forget who they played. That they had Grimace, like the Grimace,
The one of
The
the
McDonald's
yeah.
mascot. They had him throw out the first pitch for a game. And then all of a sudden, after that game, they went on like a 15 game winning streak, and then they just cruised to the postseason. falling just behind. I think did the Phillies make the postseason? I don't remember if they did or not. But I know the Mets had made it into the playoffs because there was a three-way tie at the end of the season between it was the Diamondbacks, the Mets, and I think the Braves between who was gonna make it
Must
into
say,
the
speaking of Phillies, Phillies were the most wild.
Phillies. Yes, Phillies. Yes, it was the
Phillies
Phillies.
were
Yeah, Phillies
wild.
did make it.
The Phillies fans were wild, because I
I
went to
don't know.
the Philadelphia
Philly fans in
stadium.
general. Philly fans in
Did I
general
ever
are.
tell you there was a
Sorry,
drunk?
sorry, Philly fans. Don't attack us in the comments. We know you guys
No,
are
your whole
very, you
city's
are
wild. Your whole city's
very,
wild.
av-
I'm calling
very
out.
avid fan base. Very avid fan base. I will say
I'm
that.
calling out Philadelphia in general. Like not even sports, but you guys are all
Don't attack,
wild.
don't attack me. Attack Sebastian.
I'll say with
I
my
think
chest,
it's,
you guys are all wild.
I think it's probably because of some PTSD. He's told me this story quite a few times. Go
No,
ahead
it's
and
not
share it with
PTSD. I
everyone.
didn't. I don't like. It doesn't keep me up at night. I just thought it was like, oh wow, this is definitely because I've heard the rumors of Philadelphia. Like you were like Philadelphia are kind of, they're kind of wild. I keep saying
They
wild.
are, but then again, they're very passionate about their sport. Very passionate about
Yeah,
about their city.
I think Marlins. We were like winning, or we got a home run, and there was like a Phillies fan that was like behind us drunk, and he threatened we were like on like one of the higher stands, like on the
Like a
different
mezzanine,
level,
right?
and he threatened to throw me over, and he got like kicked out and everything because he was threatening, and like he like flipped me off, and then he threatened to throw me over.
Yeah, because there's nothing better like flipping off a teenager just trying to enjoy a baseball game with
Well,
his
I
dad and
was a
his brother.
teenager at the time, but not a well.
But bro, like
Oh, I'm not.
is not like the teenagers that you see that are like just crashing out for no apparent reason.
No, but yeah. So Philadelphia Stadium, it was okay. I liked it. I think the Braves was my favorite. I'm
The
trying to
Braves,
think.
all right. Oh, didn't you go to
Oh, you
Texas
know
as
what?
well?
The Ranger Stadium was really nice as well. I like the Ranger Stadium as well. That place was huge. That was the biggest stadium I've ever seen. Like, well,
I've
not stadium, baseball stadium, because we
a
also
baseball
saw
stadium,
the
yeah,
Cowboy Stadium, because we did
yeah.
like a tour or
That
whatever
one's
of it.
yeah, that one's
That
huge.
one was huge. Like, oh my
Jerry's
god,
World,
it's like obnoxiously giant.
Jerry's World, bro. That's all it is.
You
A
could
man's
put
got a ton of money,
yeah, the
put
Jerry
it all
Jones.
into. Dude invested his money well when it comes to a stadium, and
You
as
can
you can
fit
tell.
Godzilla in that stadium. It was like crazy. It was huge.
Okay, well, you know what? Yeah, maybe Godzilla could fit in that stadium. I'm not too sure.
No, it
That's
Mikey, it was big.
the funniest thing that I still remember about that stadium. I was watching I was watching the divisional round a few years ago. It was the when they played the Niners,
Mm.
and the punter for the Cowboys literally punted the ball so hard it hit the scoreboard,
Oh,
and they
I
had
think
to
you've told
redo
me
the
this.
punt.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
the scoreboard is super low.
very bad. And the name of the punter made it even funnier. His last name was Anger,
Did he
which
throw a
makes it.
tantrum after?
No, he didn't. He
Oh,
didn't. I'm pretty
okay.
sure. I'm pretty sure he laughed his butt off, bro. That was. Nah,
Um,
yeah.
no, yeah. So, do you have another
But
topic you want to start
I would
talking?
definitely. I would definitely. No, sticking with the travel. I would
Oh, travel.
probably
Oh,
stick
that's right. I
with.
forgot we were still there. I thought we were talking about sports,
Just
but
jumping topic to topic. I think one of my favorite cities. I think a city that I would like to go to see like any sporting event because I haven't gone to see anything sports
well, not
related because
even sports
obviously
related. It could be anything you want to travel just to
that's
see the
true.
city or whatever.
I mean, I didn't really spend a lot of time in the city proper, so maybe Orlando, because normally with Orlando you just go to like
I don't think there's
Universal
much
Studios.
to do in Orlando besides the
I
parks.
guess, but I would like to go to maybe like an Orlando Magic game or Orlando City game. That would be pretty sick. The Magic this year, like or even last year, the Magic were a really good team last year. It's still got really decent youth now. This with the team they got now.
Well, speaking
I wouldn't
Speaking of
mind going to
Orlando,
see a
I
game.
would actually be down if we do a road trip together to Orlando when the new Universal Park opens.
Yes, for Epic Universe,
We could
definitely.
probably like line it up where it's the park. Well, the park is gonna be open in May. We can line
Yeah.
it up for also around the time where like a Magic game is happening, and we can go.
Yep. Another one that I would think of, there's two cities that I also have in mind that live just outside of Florida. Atlanta, definitely Atlanta.
Atlanta's
Just
nice. I like Atlanta.
just for me to be able to catch a Braves game, and then also maybe an Atlanta United game because I know they share the same stadium as the Falcons for their game.
Mm.
Um,
The Georgia Sea Aquarium is also
the Georgia
beautiful.
Aquarium
I
is
love
cool,
the
yeah.
Georgia Sea Aquarium.
Yeah, I went just before the pandemic. That was super. That was
The
super
whale sharks
cool.
are incredible.
No, the
Like
whale
seeing
shark
them.
tank is huge, and then they also have the huge manta rays in there as well.
Yeah, yeah, and you got some. What else do they have? They have got like everything. They got
They
everything in
have a
there.
little of it. Isn't it the largest? Isn't it the largest aquarium in the U.S.?
In North America, I believe.
In North America? Wow.
I
Okay,
think I could be
interesting.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the biggest. Like it had the biggest tank in North America. I don't know
And
if
the
it's the
biggest
biggest
tank. Okay, the
aquarium,
biggest tank.
but
Yeah,
they had the
maybe
biggest
maybe the
tank.
biggest aquarium is somewhere else, but as far as like overall tank is concerned, yeah, would it, like didn't they say it was like the size of like 3 football fields or something, right?
Yeah, it's something crazy. Well, they have the whale sharks, so they need a lot of space.
Yeah.
So
And then
yeah,
I think maybe North Carolina as well. I love like North Carolina. I've only been a couple times in my life, but it's such a nice state. I just driving through North Carolina is just it is beautiful, man. Going through the Blue Ridge area is nice. The Raleigh is also really nice, and Raleigh they have the Hurricanes, so I wouldn't mind going to catch a Hurricanes game. And by Hurricanes, I don't mean the University of Miami. I'm
no,
talking
you
about
mean the
Carolina,
yeah, that's the
Carolina
hurricane. That's
Hurricanes
the hockey team, right? The Hurricanes.
hockey team. Yes, division rivals. Yes, Carolina Hurricanes fans. But I know y'all got a good team. But sorry, we're probably we're us Cats fans. We got your number. We got your number.
Yeah,
Last year, 2023, we busted out those
yeah.
brooms.
I think for me,
Chucky's
I definitely want to go back to Europe.
no,
'Cause-
Europe for sure. I mean, once I can afford going to Europe.
yeah, it's worth it. Paris was beautiful. I loved Paris a lot.
In terms of like just actually like leaving the country without leaving the continent, Canada is definitely top
Oh
list from
yeah,
like
Canada,
top of the
like
list for me. I would love to
Vancouver,
visit
and
Canada.
I also want to see the Niagara Falls. That's
Yeah,
something I want to see.
I want to see Banff really bad.
See
Like
what?
Banff National Park. Banff National Park.
I don't know anything about it.
So it's in Alberta, in Calgary. Well, just outside of Calgary,
Uh huh.
and there's just massive mountains and lakes that I think we've had friends that have been there already. They did a 3 day trip. They did it was Glacier in Montana,
Uh huh.
Banff in Alberta, and then they went to Tetons in Wyoming.
Huh. No, that sounds
But
nice.
no, I've seen pictures of Banff. It is beautiful. And then Vancouver, I'd probably go just for like the diversity of the city. Just a lot of different
Oh
things
yeah,
to
the
do, and
food. I
then
heard the food is really good in
the food
Vancouver.
is really good. They have literally a giant farmers market on an island in Vancouver, just outside of downtown.
Mm.
Like right
That's
by, I think it's like right outside of I think it's like right beside BC Place, or just like a few miles away from BC Place, just outside of Kitsilano. Granville was what it was. I think
mm.
Granville Island Market, I think. I've been really doing a lot of research into going to Vancouver, as you
Yeah,
can
no,
tell.
no. Vancouver's not. But for me, for Europe, I would want to go back to Paris at some point. I really like Paris, and I would like to go back there. Another thing, I
If
would actually
if I
want to
was
go
to go
to
to
Italy. Italy's another
ooh,
place I would
Italy,
want
all
to go.
right. Like northern Italy, or would you go to like Rome or like like the southern parts
I would like to
of
go to
Italy?
both. I wanted to see Italy. Like, 'cause I know Italy's pretty big, but I would like to see like Rome and like more rural areas as well.
I had a buddy of mine that he decided to do a trip backpacking across Italy for a month. I know he had planned it all out, and think I don't know if it was this past month or so that he left. We had thrown a going away party for him.
Oh, I know your parents have been to Italy, no?
They went to Italy, but it was for I think it was like for their 1 year anniversary, I think.
Oh,
And yeah, that was a while back. I
well, that was
know
before you were born. You said it was their first
yeah,
year
way before school.
anniversary.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. One of my places, cities that I would like to go to visit would be, I mean, London, because of me being a history geek. I like history, so London would
I
definitely
don't
be
know.
a
I feel
pretty cool
like you
place to
can
see.
skip over England. I mean, I wouldn't be upset going to England, but I feel like there's so many
England would
other
be.
places to go to in
I
Europe.
get it,
This,
I get it, but I just I like London, just to see, what it's like across the pond, and then maybe Germany. I was thinking about going to Germany as well. Maybe
Germany,
see,
yeah, that's another one that I
maybe
would like.
like maybe Munich. I'd like to go to see Munich. That would be pretty cool. And then maybe Finland or Estonia.
You know. And I feel
That
like
would be
the
pretty
one that
cool to go
everyone
check out.
always has like the dream is Japan, but Japan's expensive.
It is expensive. Although I did hear that apparently they have a feature for people who visit Japan that Japan will cover the cost for your return flight, although I'm not too sure how much of that is completely true.
I know like Japan itself is not that expensive. It's getting there. Like the transportation to and going back from Japan
No,
is
yeah,
like
it's
super expensive.
it's almost like 2 grand just for a flight there.
Yeah, and then that's like, that's just for getting there, but I
And that's
think
and bear in mind that's 2 grand for one person.
yeah. But I know once you're in Paris, I'm pretty sure like I don't we have like a really good conversion rate with
I don't remember what the conversion is from US dollars to euro, but I think it's like one US dollar to like what it was like 95 euro cent.
no, I'm talking about yen
Oh, to
for
yen. Okay,
Japan.
all right. Let me see. Japanese yen. It
Like I'm pretty
is
sure.
one. It's $1 to 154 yen.
Okay, those words mean nothing to me. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah. So the yen is the Japanese dollar.
yeah, I know that.
So one US dollar is worth 154 of those.
I don't know if that's good or not.
I mean, but then again, we don't know what the economy's like in
That's what I'm
Japan.
saying. I
So
don't know what the economy's like, but
people from Japan, if you're listening to this, feel free to leave us a comment to let us know what the economic
yeah,
situation
it's
is
like it's
like.
like people from Japan. You go in and it's like my mom in the comments, like, "Hi, mom."
Oh man.
Well, my mom's not from Japan. I'm just saying, like, we're like, expecting people to see it. I'm just okay. I'm over explaining the joke. That's already not funny.
We're it's
Mikey, you
called
gotta
jokes,
rein
man.
me in, Mikey. This is why you're here. You gotta like keep me focused, like a horse when you put the blinders on. I'm jumping around
Good
too
lord.
much.
Oh man. And I would like to see Japan. If I was able to, I'd definitely go to
Oh yeah.
Japan. And then Taiwan as well. Taiwan I hear
Hmm.
some really nice things about it. The night
But I would like to
markets.
go basically anywhere in Asia because I love the food. Asian food is like
Mm,
one of my favorites. Like there's two things I love food wise. My favorites is barbecue and Asian cuisine. So
that is
like
yeah.
Japanese, Chinese, Thai. I love all that food, and like the
I would
seafood
like
as
to
well.
but I would like to visit some of like the Western Asian countries or maybe
Mm.
like the Central Asian countries, so like Kazakhstan and stuff. 'Cause
Oh,
there's a lot of medieval history and like Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, like Turkmenistan. That would be pretty cool to visit, or maybe in Kyrgyzstan. Like
once
that
again,
that
my flexing on me. I'm like I cannot even. I don't even. I would not even remember those or even pronounce them right.
I think the only reason why we think of Kazakhstan is because of Borat, but I mean, it's whatever, you know.
No, no,
They're
that's
very
good. That's
nice,
no, no.
very
I'm saying
nice.
it's very
I
impressive,
know I'm
Mikey.
not. If I was to visit Kazakhstan, I'm going to very well refrain from
Oh yeah, Mikey,
mentioning
Mikey,
Borat.
don't. Yeah, I imagine they get enough of that already.
I know that it was like a whole drama with Borat or something because of with like Kazakhstan. I don't
Maybe I don't
remember.
know. There's always something like that. Is there
There's always.
another topic that you would like to talk about?
I think we're good. I think we approaching that like we've already. I think we're past the
Has it
time that
been
we
an
had
hour
planned on.
already?
It's been more than an hour, bro. It's
Oh
been like an
wow.
hour. It's been almost an hour 20.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's
I know.
definitely a long episode. I was worried we were not gonna have enough to talk about for
To
the
quote
first
Dr.
episode.
Dog, where did the time go?
Bro, okay, that was crazy. So
But
yeah, I
no,
guess I guess
I
we
guess we'll close
can.
it out here
Yeah.
now.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm like, where
So
did the time go? That was crazy.
well, I mean, I think the vast majority of that time was spent talking about the absolute atrocity that was Venom: The Last Dance.
How long did I talk about Venom? I felt like it was like 15 minutes.
I kid you not. I was looking at the time all the like periodically. I think you went on that topic for like a good half an hour.
Really? Oh my goodness. That's more than I thought. Well,
Well, I mean, to be
anyways.
fair, we also spent it talking about a bunch of other
Oh
things.
yeah.
But if anything, it just goes to show that this podcast is going
We
to
have
be
a lot
good.
to
We're
talk
gonna
about. So I
yes,
know
we
next
do.
time I want to talk about Ubisoft. Well, we'll see. I'm going to definitely research because I know you were interested about like the Ubisoft situation now.
Yes.
So I'll
And then I
definitely.
might look into some other stuff, maybe a little interesting, a little goofy stuff that happens in sports,
Oh
and
yeah,
I'll
I
see if
also
I can.
gotta like bring up some like I gotta find some goofy. I think I told you I wanted to like find a bunch of like goofy articles. I wanted to bring them up as stories and like topics we could
All
talk
right.
about and like
Why
react.
not?
But
Why not?
no, yeah. So I gotta definitely like do a little also research for the Ubisoft because I don't wanna jump around like I do constantly. I need to keep the blinders on for like the
As you
horse.
can tell, as you can tell from this first episode, we tend to jump from topic to topic like there's no
Or
tomorrow.
not even
So
jumping, and then jumping back to a previous topic that we talked about like 40 minutes ago.
yeah, very true. But no, guys, thanks
And
for
well, yeah, I
catching
gotta
this
let me
first
handle the
episode.
outro.
All
Wait.
right, go ahead. Why
Well,
not?
thank you everyone for listening. Once again, you're my co-host Sebastian is my other co-host Mikey.
Feel
Uh,
free to follow us on our socials.
yep, we have a
Keep up
Twitter
with
at,
us
at
on Twitter for updates.
at Twitter or x.com, wherever you prefer. X.com. Okay. Not
Okay.
gonna make the same joke. But so
Feel
x.com at GrabPad Podcast. We have a YouTube channel at GrabPad
feel free to
Podcast.
leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends this episode if you would like,
And we're
and
gonna upload also on Spotify as well. So if you're listening
so
to Spotify, hello
subscribe on
everyone.
Spotify. Sorry again for the fact that we make a whole bunch of visual aid
Yeah, this
analogies,
definitely
but
it's our first episode. It's a little scuffed, but hey, that's what our first episode is. We can only go
that's
up from here.
first episodes are meant to be scuffed, and then as they go forward, they get better. But
We're
we'll see
figuring
about
out our
that.
dynamic. I know we've been like like interacting, like interrupting each other. We're still figuring out our dynamic, but it's been fun, definitely. And
Definitely. And then who knows? Maybe you'll see some changes maybe later on as we go through with
oh
this.
yeah,
But as we said, just thanks again for watching. Feel free to follow us on all
is there
socials.
anywhere else you would want to see? Any other socials you want to advertise, Mikey?
Um, feel free to shameless plug. Follow my music. I'll put it on I'll put it in the link below. I mean,
Yeah, we could do that.
I'm basically the editor of all this stuff anyways. So feel free to follow
Yeah,
me. Feel free to follow my
I'm the
music.
social media man.
Feel free to follow my music. I'll put the link in the description below. But until then, I guess
Thank you for
we'll,
listening.
yeah,
Goodbye,
thanks for
my
listening. And
grabby baggies. Oh wait,
we'll
that's
catch you.
definitely another topic we gotta talk about next time about our mascot. We'll do that this
Oh,
next one.
yes.
We gotta write that
That's
out.
true,
Well, thank you
yes.
everyone for listening. Bye.
Adios.